What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Hip Hop High Society Roundtable, episode 58. I am your substitute host for the evening because D is catching a flight super early in the morning and planning his escape. So the inmates are running the asylum tonight. So I hope everybody who shows up just appreciates that we're still here and we're still doing the damn thing without the general. So I'm Cassius Cam. Introducing first, right underneath me, is Mr. Super Producer Jonathan Cloud. How you doing, Bubba?
It's good, yo. Chilling.
And we got a new addition joining us on the panel and the platform completely. Please introduce yourself, Doug.
What's up, guys? My name is Dylan Wall.
And then down there at the bottom, I think he's still here, the Grim Reaper himself, the list maker, the infamous Southside Gun.
That scared the shit out of me. I'm like, this nigga thought he was Undertaker.
I'm here. I'm existing. I'm alive. And you know what? Fuck it. My goddamn Thunder won the championship. Fuck everybody else. If you say it's because of Tyrese Halliburton telling his Achilles, you don't know basketball. That motherfucker knows good and damn well. He was probably going to drop 50 on us, so he probably was going to lose. I don't give a fuck. We still won.
Nah, the fact that you would know that if he was still in the game, I would have lost. You guys
said a generational game. That motherfucker was saying, suck my dick on 9 points. He was going to have a generational game. But we still won, so it don't matter.
That's so fucked up. Oh, Achilles. So many Achilles. So many Achilles, man. Like,
anyways, well, should have won game 6. Anyways, let's start the show.
Let's start the show. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is the XXL Freshman List. Have you guys seen who's all on it?
Oh, yeah. You know, I saw it. Yeah. Because you know who I was looking for. My boy 1900 Rugrat made it. I called it. I told you.
Your music taste confuses me every day.
I made it. I told you. I knew exactly. I called 3 people on this list. I called Samara Sin because I knew she was going to be great. I called 1900 Rugrat because I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest. That nigga up next. And I called Ray Vaughn because I just figured they just throw him in there. Well, I really called Gelo because, let's be honest, Def Jam gave him a 7-figure deal. He was going to be on the list regardless.
Do you guys have any surprises from this list?
Everybody else that I did not name.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well, the biggest surprise, Ian being on the list does not surprise me.
Yeah, he was killing it for like all last year.
Laser Dim 700 being on the list does not surprise me. Everybody else absolutely does. Nino Pay, Low Simi, Shimmy, M Triplin, YTB Fat. Crazy. Also, I don't know.
Look how out of place.
Yeah.
Look how out of place Bubba look.
It's funny. It's funny. I don't think people pay attention to this and peep this. So it's supposed to be 10 spots, right? That's 11 names up there. Which means, just like last year, when Central C was on the list, somebody didn't do the cipher. So they had to call in a replacement.
Huh.
Somebody on this list punked out and didn't do the cipher.
Fucking Columbo over here. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
Well, no, because they have one where they collected votes from people. So I guess that's like, I don't know why not just make that the 10th one instead of
that's what I'm saying. We vote for the 10th spot, but because currently, folks, let y'all know now, I am writing an article, a little bit of background on everybody, so that you aren't educated, updated. Because when I mentioned, how y'all feel about it, 90% of the people was like, "Who the fuck are these niggas?" So I took it upon myself to try to help everybody out. As I'm doing this, I got to number 8. I was like, I got 3 names left after this. This don't look right. Why is it 11 names? Because just like when they had Central C on it last year, Central C didn't really do anything. He was just named on the list. So I feel like that's what the Gelo spot is. And then everybody else is the actual official 10 people that they compiled.
What do you mean Central C didn't really? Are you talking about music wise?
He didn't do the cipher.
Okay.
He didn't do a freestyle or a cipher. He didn't do either.
I think I might know. People hate British rap really bad. Like really bad. Like even if you put Skepta on it, it's probably like him and probably Octavian. That's only the 2 British dudes that like people like listening to. Anything else, people like. It's like that dude who's in that trench coat who's trying to be funny. Who no, it's when Drewski tried to do that British rap. It's like that. It's like it's funny when somebody tries to make a meme, but like actually sitting there and listen to like a full British rapping album, I don't think there's a lot of people who are looking for that.
I can't co-sign that because Dave is fire.
Dave is definitely fire.
Dave is fire.
Dave. I'm trying to remember.
So, who just got arrested? Because I just saw that part.
That's what I bring up is, I mean, here's your Nancy Drew shit right here. Unfortunately, this year's 10th spot winner was arrested on his way to a freshman shoot. He didn't get to rap with the rest of the group, but he's still part of the class. So it looks like they tossed in an alternate.
That's
for
sick.
legal purposes.
So, who won the fan vote?
I don't see who, though.
Because I'm trying to think who just got arrested. Because
it was probably that MBK dude that was at the 10th spot that won that 10th spot. That was probably him.
Yeah, whoever won the 10th spot is the.
It
says it on there.
I have never heard a Baby Chef do it in my life. I wouldn't listen to the artists that I've never heard of. These niggas is trash.
You say that about a lot of people, though.
And I'd be right.
Hold on.
We're not debating me. I'd be right.
Who did you say that was trash? That was like, damn, that's
all right.
crazy.
I'm just gonna go out on. That's definitely with a name like EBK J-Boo.
Oh, that's
fucked up. Who the fuck is EBK J-Boo?
Why he looked like he took that picture and is like,
I don't know, but
wait a minute. So
they edited it.
So XX. But here's my thing though. If it's only supposed to be 10 spots, and they threw in 11, then who was? We don't lost damn Cam. But my question is, if it's 12 people, who was number 12 then? Because if 12 was replacing 10, then who was 11? That's the real question.
Damn. Who? I don't know who else it wouldn't be.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like when you really think about it, it's only supposed to be 10 people on the list. If you had to call somebody in to replace your 10th artist, which again, never heard this nigga a day in my life. But if you had to call somebody in to replace number 10, and that's 11, then who is the extra nigga that was just thrown on there for no reason?
It might be Baby Chef Do It. That might be.
I'm actually glad that y'all just taught me this because I never read the article. I just found the names. That's a whole extra profile I have to add on to the article now. Because who the fuck is this nigga that just got arrested? I listen to M Tripling. That nigga is terrible.
Bro, you crazy.
How many people was on the cover?
That nigga
like 11.
Was it 11?
Yeah.
It's 11 people.
Obi says Baby Chief isn't as bad as he expected.
I mean, like on the actual cover, not like on the list, but on the cover.
It's 11 of them. It's 11 of them. Yeah, it's all of them. It's 11 of them. It's 11 on the. But that's what I'm saying. They
count EBK.
They sell us on the 10th spot being the most important spot. The 10th spot don't matter. And I know that 10th spot don't matter is because They just be randomly throwing in people that I can guarantee nobody has heard of. The temp spot is supposed to go to the actual person you would think is actually a fan favorite. A fan favorite has a well-known worthy song that's big everywhere, that is still constantly in rotation. Nobody has heard of this nigga that won that temp spot. Nobody.
There's 12 on the cover with Cardo though. So
okay.
That's insane.
I was trying to think. I swear I heard of that EBK dude before, but it was like maybe like a couple months ago. And I think he's from Chicago with a name like that. So I already know what I'm looking. Well, I already know what I'm probably gonna get from him.
Yeah. Now I know Cardo fucking.
I was either.
He just dropped an album.
He pissed. Because I know what type of rap he fucks with.
He from California.
He pissed.
He from California.
He from Stockton, California. That nigga just dropped an album.
Yeah, he gonna be playing his beats.
I was about to say.
Oh man.
Oh, is it Cardo Got Wings?
I should have called it. I was gonna say Sacramento.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gonna be sitting there.
Also, EBK is like, if you're familiar.
When it comes to the production, I feel like a lot of these artists, because I've listened to them now, a lot of these artists probably won't be able to do anything with a Cardo beat. Now, Cardo's versatile, so he might be able to kind of tailor it a little bit to the artist. Like, I'm pretty sure Cardo can find a beat that make Ian sound good. He could probably find a beat to make, some of these other artists like a Baby Chef do it. It's a stupid fucking name. But he probably could find a beat to at least make it sound listenable. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think there's like 4 artists on here that can kill a Cardo beat. Laser
shit comes straight from Bandcamp. That shit is horrible.
Hey, but guess what? If I'm Cardo Got Wings, this ain't Bandcamp.
Bro, if I applaud anybody who could sit, that class is fucking terrible. That shit that class pissed me off.
I mean, as a comparison, like how would you run it
in comparison? In comparison, I'm gonna be real. I'd rather take class of 2025.
Boss Man, I still fuck with Boss Man.
There's 3 people on that class of 2024 list that are actually decent, that are actually good. You got Big X, Mexican OT, D-Lo. That's it. Huncho, hit or miss.
Yeah.
At least Cash got his beats.
Huncho is a bit. I will say this: I hate Huncho's music, but he is a very good feature artist. I will give him that. He's a great feature artist. He sounds great when he comes and he slides in, and he's like on a hook. Sounds great. He give you a small little 16. Cool. 16 tracks. I'd rather self-delete.
Dude, is he like one? Does it sound like he's underwater when he be rapping?
He sounds like it sounds like the sonic timer is in the background, and if he don't hurry up and finish his verse, he's gonna die in 5 seconds.
That nigga a legend then. I mean, he beat the time then.
Does anyone feel slighted?
Yes, this list.
Snow Bunny from the
this
Pacific
list should have been
Northwest.
very white. I'm gonna tell you why. She should have been on it, and BLP Culture should have been on it. This list should have had 4 white people on it.
I'm surprised she didn't get on it just because.
Georgiana should have been on here.
1900 Rugrats in a skin suit.
That would be 5, and that would be unfair. They weren't going to give it to Georgiana.
Man, how many women on this cover?
She's more popular than Wine, but Wine is a far better rapper. I'm starting to think at certain points they don't want certain people on here because then they're gonna end up showcasing artists who actually out rap the people that they personally selected.
Yep.
Well, no, because they got to have a token. Like they got like a token person who can really rap. Like they always do that. So
I mean, but I mean that's Rayvon and Samara Sin. You got the
yeah.
You got the tokens that can rap, but that's what I'm saying. They cut it off at 1 or 2, but they generally get one dude who's very lyrical, and then they try to find a female who's very lyrical, or she's just like her talent is so good you can't deny it. So, like, first of all, Samara Sin being the only woman on the list, disappointing. Number one, that's
crazy.
That's disappointing as fuck. Because there's hella women out here who actually rap and got bars and can actually bar these motherfuckers up. So yeah, I just feel like the list is always about potential, and I do understand that. And like I said, potentially we have 4 solid artists. We have 2 already established, and I know 1900 Records is gonna be okay. The only other real artist that's pretty much being kind of pushed is Gelo, but if that debut album flops, God help us all.
That's if we get one.
We're gonna get one. They gave him a 7-figure deal. We're gonna get an album.
And I think he just teased some new music, anyways.
This ain't no Cardi B situation. Def Jam gonna recoup on their investment. I promise you that. If they could remake Def Jam into a fighting game, they would purposely throw him in as a playable character. That's how much they're gonna recoup on their investment on him.
Chill out.
They not bullshitting. They want their fucking money from him.
Yeah, Dre, you right. The freshman list been trashed for a decade at least. That's what the homie Dre says.
But I also believe that like I think 2016 at this point has to be an anomaly. It has.
Who was 2016?
21 Kodak. Uzi.
Oh, that was the
we had 2016 was so good. We only had one bad name on that list. Design.
No, that's a good point though, because like when you bring shit like that up, I was talking to my boss about this. He listens to a lot of like 80s music, and I'm always talking shit. And I'm like, yo, 80s is like one of the most terrible years for music. And I'm like, the music in the 70s and 90s was so good that the 80s had to suck. There was nothing you could have done about it. They were out of good shit, you know? So it's a similar concept.
Yeah.
Who do you think, I mean, outside of Rayvon, who do you think is going to kind of shine?
I mean, like I said, Samara Sin's going to shine because she actually can rap. I think 1900 Rugrat can actually give us a good. I think
talking about the freestyles or talking about like music after this.
Nah, the freestyles. I think Rugrat's gonna struggle with the freestyle.
With freestyle, Rugrat gonna struggle with the freestyle. I think the cipher he'll be okay, but I think he'll struggle on the freestyle.
It depends. It depends because if
realistically, outside of Rayvon and Samara Sin, nobody else really can rap on that list.
I wonder how he feels. I wonder how they feel going into this. Like, damn, we're about to dog walk everybody. It's gonna be a good look.
Rayvon, I'm more worried about after the freestyle, after the whole XXL thing. Yeah, you can freestyle, but is the music gonna be good after the freestyle?
Rayvon just signed, so
he's going into it. He's going into it with like one of the best releases of the year so far too. So,
and Samara Sin just dropped another great EP.
I never heard of her before.
Already
this is my first time hearing her.
Put out an album earlier this year. So she 2 projects deep this year. And it's not even June. Well, I mean, it's not even July. So she's kind of already done her work. Ian just finished doing the tour. And I would know because it's my brother-in-law's favorite rapper next to Lil Uzi Vert. Don't ask.
He's
how old is he?
He is suburban white. I'm gonna guess right now.
He grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, so that should tell you all you need to know.
Oh no, he a hitter. He got hitters.
That we make jokes about him all the time, but he take that shit very seriously. He drove to Raleigh to go see him.
I respect it. I respect it.
He drove. That's what I'm saying. Ian, I know people don't like Ian. Ian got a fan base, so you can't deny that. But
hey, he was a streamer first, wasn't he?
Hell if I know. I don't know these niggas.
I'm old, bro. I'm old too. I don't know.
See, that's the thing. I want to use that as the excuse, but as somebody who is very much always looking for new music, I don't use that old shit as an excuse. It's just some of that shit just not for me. Like I said, I listen to Laser Dim 700. I'm like, bro, this shit.
When we get down,
this shit sounds like what I was making in 11th grade in technology class when they gave us free will to have free computer time. We just found the websites with the free boards and all that other shit. Like, I can't.
Is it crazy that I can't wait for his album to drop on the 1st of July?
Right. Well, you be the only one then.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Laser Dim. Laser Dim music is good. Like, if you listen to his like first stuff before he got like when he was homeless, his stuff compared to now is way better.
I would hope so. I would hope a nigga who got a home make better music than a nigga who don't got a home.
Exactly. It sounds better.
I would hope so. You got more resources. I would hope so.
And that nigga, hey, he said himself, trap so old that when I play the music, the roof gonna fall on me.
All right.
Well, speaking of new releases, I think we really covered all that pretty well. Hop on over to the website, hiphophighsociety.com. We got reviews. Latest post, album review for Sailor. That's from Southside. And the homie Obi's been putting in some really, really dope work. Some like really under the radar. I've been knocking this City of God for like 2 weeks. And I've been on a whole like Chicago hype train because of it. So, and if you're looking to, anyone watching, if you want to get involved, we could always use the help. If you'd like to contribute, hit up the Twitter. Let us know what's up. If you got some free time and don't mind doing stuff for no money, and you just in it for the love of the game, let us know. Hit us up.
If y'all have album review requests at this point, I'm taking them all. I was sick last week. I just got out of the hospital like Monday, Tuesday. So I'm in a space now where like I'm getting back to work. So it's a couple music artists. If y'all reached out to me, I apologize for being late.
Yeah, I spammed you last week, I think, didn't I?
Yeah, so I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up on what I got coming out, but I got a couple reviews I'm working on now. So y'all just stay locked in with us. They're gonna be posted to my page. They'll be posted to the website.
We'll get them to the website, Bubba. It's just we got a little bit of a backlog. We got a little backlog going on. So.
Instagram, check it all out. We're gonna have some stuff coming out within like the next week or so. So just stay locked in with us.
All right. Next up, we got this Pusha T shit going down.
Jeez.
Pusha T on why Ye isn't a real man. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
For nothing. It's no heartbreak because he is not a person that we ain't the same. We can't outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, music is where we clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye hardly ever.
Sure.
Ever. And we never have. I've said it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
I saw you smiling, Malice, a little bit.
Because
I seen him out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on with him. I watch him. I watch him close. I watch him like my mom would watch him, and to know what's going on. And my brother we come from just loyalty to a fault. You know,
Yeah.
if you're my friend, you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen him in the mix of people who I don't think reciprocated. I'm talking about, you know, through his career. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, he just looked like a lone wolf out there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, still holding up his principles and his ethics and you know, standing on business the way he stands on business.
Were you wanting to call him back and say you don't have to be the lone wolf?
No, I listen. Nah, it's good to be the lone wolf sometimes.
It is good
to be the lone wolf sometimes. Yeah,
everybody knows.
Yeah, it's no
they
sympathy.
can see it. Yeah.
That's how you move out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, that's how you
if
move.
you're a man,
listen. If
you're a man.
If you're a man,
only if you're a man, though. Because if you ain't a man,
you in trouble.
You can't move like this.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta flip flop and kiss ass and do all the, you know, backbiting and you know,
reality TV is mud wrestling. A wise man once said.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Kidding me?
Now that you guys are back, you guys
come on.
So there it is. I always enjoy seeing Push and Malice together because you can tell like how yin and yang they are with the way they like approach shit. It's like Push was starting to go in, and then when they started talking to Malice, he was throwing a lot of bail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Before we actually dive deeper into this, I actually met Malice when I was like 18. Like I had cut my hair off and everything. Like I've met Malice. Malice is a very, very humble guy. And seeing how Pusha is and then seeing how Malice is, like that yin and yang is like, that shit is real.
Well, wasn't Malice a preacher?
He was a preacher and he was also a motivational speaker for a long time. He probably still is. And I think it's just because of what he's been through. He told us a story, what he went through. Of course, I'm pretty sure it had to do with that damn dime bag of coke Pusha was trying to sell back in '92. But, you know, it's just seeing what Pusha is talking about in regards to him and Kanye not really having anything in common outside of music. That's very factual. I mean, Kanye don't have a lot in common with really anybody though. In real life, like he don't. The motherfucker's just weird, and unfortunately, he's weird to a fault because most people can be praised for how weird they are, but Kanye uses that as sort of kind of like
scapegoat.
No, he uses that as more of an excuse for it to be a personality trait, and he lets that get him into trouble. So like him not taking medicine and him doing all the Hitler stuff and all that shit was nothing but him being himself, but he just wants attention because he can't get it from those people that he alienated with the same weirdo fucking behavior. And you start to notice something that's different when Kid Cudi stepped away and Pusha moved away. Jay-Z moved away. You start to notice that group of friends that he had, and everybody separated themselves. Like, what was the one constant? Kanye. And his weird-ass fucking behavior. You got Jay-Z out here performing niggas in Paris, and Kanye's nowhere to be found.
That's heartbreaking.
That's a bag you're missing. Beyonce's in Paris with her husband performing niggas in Paris and only having to do his verses. And then your name is just playing on the backtrack. Your shit just playing on the backtrack. That's it.
Well, didn't Kanye say something about like Beyonce and Jay-Z's child and like other stuff?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's him being weird. He's doing that same shit again because he thinks that shit is going to get him. He cares more about the attention than he does anything else. As long as eyes are on him, it don't matter what he's doing. Case in point, George Bush doesn't like black people. Was that the time or the place to really say that shit? No. But why did he?
I mean, that was one of the best things he ever said.
That was the funniest. That's what I'm saying. Though. It was funny.
But it makes sense. Though it was true.
It was truthful. It was funny. But was it? But again, time and place. The whole Taylor Swift situation. He walked his ass up on stage.
Now you're right about that. That's a little far.
Was it factual? Yes. We all know it was factual. But was that the time or the place to actually do that? No.
Well, that's the thing. That was bullshit. But the thing with George Bush, like, bro, you need to be disruptive when it comes to that type of shit.
That's what I'm saying. But
you know what I'm saying? You need to be the wrong time.
Person who's always going to be disruptive. He's always going to be destructive. He's always going to be, in a sense, he's that person where if it's 5 niggas on the bridge, he gonna be the one that so we not jumping? So we not jumping. Like, but he's that tone setter. He's not afraid to be that one to step out the box. And in certain cases, it's good. And in other cases, it's not, conducive to what a strong relationship or friendship should be because it pushes other people away.
Yeah, well, not only that, like the more you act like that, I'll compare it to like drug addiction. If that's your thrill, if that's what geeks you up, you're gonna have to keep pushing further and further to get that same internal reaction.
Which is how we got to the
you know what I mean? So you start with George Bush, Taylor Swift, and then before you know it, you're making Hitler songs. You know what I mean?
He's making a swastika merch.
He has a swastika chain.
Like a swastika chain is insane. First of all, what jeweler decided that shit was like?
Oh shit!
I mean, look. I understand. We all need money out here. It's tough. It's hard out here. Niggas gotta pay bills. Some money. Sometimes you just gotta say no to niggas.
Yeah, but if Kanye West hits you up,
I don't care, bro. You gotta say no. Sometimes
it's hard to say no to a legend.
That's what. No, it's not hard to say no to a legend. It's hard to say no to the probably hundreds of thousands of dollars he probably paid for that shit. You see, fucking damn near 10 grand sitting on the table, like, hey, bro, make this swastika for me.
Bro, it's like when you see someone with a bad tattoo. Like one of my best friends is a tattoo artist. He'd be like, bro, you'd be amazed, but like the people that come in and what they ask for.
Yeah.
He's like, I turn people away all the time because morally I'm a good person. But then you see people online with bold, like that bitch that had, I mean, I don't mean to call her a bitch. That nice young lady that had Drake across her forehead. Y'all remember when that went viral?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
I meant to call her a bitch. That bitch was dumb.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Like, that shit's crazy. No, but
full
it's like,
forehead. Full.
But that's
forehead.
what I'm saying. Like certain people, it's like he gets those dopamine factors from alienating those people, and I think musically, I'm not gonna lie, Kanye still has it to be great and do what's necessary to be a great artist. It's just as a person, he's a dick.
Yeah, but bro, do you think there's something actually wrong with him? Like they're like actually.
No, like he's bipolar. We all know this.
Okay, because some people say this is just a gimmick. He's just like showing out. But I don't think so.
He's definitely bipolar. He's autistic too, I believe. I mean, that's not an excuse.
He's definitely on the. I thought he had like Asperger's or something like that.
That's a form. That's a form of it.
Yeah. That's what I thought he had Asperger's because I know.
Wait, that's real?
Yes.
I thought that was a joke niggas was doing for Elon.
No,
that's a real type of autism.
That's a horrible name.
Look, for those who want to be educated on Asperger's, can't believe I'm saying this, but go watch the episode
of South Park.
Stan gets diagnosed with Asperger's on South Park. I know it's crazy.
I swear to God, I thought niggas was making jokes. Why would somebody name it Asperger's?
No, but that's what it's called. Yeah,
well, it's not spelled how it sounds.
It's no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close enough.
On South Park, it's spelled how it sounds.
Yeah,
but in real life, it's not spelled that way.
Probably the physician that diagnosed it had a horrible last name, and instead of changing it, he was just like, "Well, my last name's Asperger's, so that's what it is."
But and also to kind of circle back to the whole Pusha T thing, I think Pusha and Kanye made great music, and I think Pusha was also in a very great position, being, in a space where he was president of Kanye's label. And I guess because he was in that kind of like position of power, he kind of saw probably, different levels to Kanye that, the average person doesn't see. So if a drug dealer say you tripping, you tripping.
Well, all right, let's take a look at this real quick. This is on that new release that Clips just dropped.
He isn't just dissing Travis Scott. He's interrogating the character of a whole generation. Look, he's putting today's clout chasers on the stand, and he's asking, do you stand for anything, or are you just standing next to anything trending? Now, on Clips' latest single, So Be It, they're not just airing out one rapper. They're confronting a larger rock. Travis is just the poster child of a bigger problem. Look, we live in a time where clout chasing gets praise, but let's call it what it is: meat riding. From artists to brands, the thirst crimes are at an all-time high, going unchecked. I mean, who can forget The Rock launching a hair care line with no hair? Hey, Dwayne, I smell that bullshit you cooking, my guy. Mercedes and Ice Spice. I know Bruno Sacco is rolling over in his grave. When clout becomes currency, we don't just cheapen the art. We undermine taste. When taste disappears, we're left with algorithms that reward rot, not creativity. We're left with one of the world's biggest streamers not knowing one of the world's great lyricists. We're not just witnessing a generational gap. We're witnessing cultural decay. So when you see the Clips still doing a collab with BBC, that's a reminder that some shit still has a code. Now, collab cousins, what's more important to you, loyalty or visibility?
He's not wrong at all.
Nah, he could. And I remember watching this video and I was like, he is absolutely correct. And I think the biggest point in that video was everybody trying to clout chase and meat ride. And it's funny because if we look at that SoundCloud generation, the era of the clout rappers, the artists who are more creative, they kind of get put in that box of where like the mainstream doesn't really respect them, or they don't get that same love as artists who really don't. They're not as creative. They kind of just go along with what's popular. They kind of piggyback off of other popular acts and try to mimic what they're doing because it works for them. It's going to work for me. And that's kind of like where we're at, because we've seen it. We've seen Drake do it hundreds of times. Travis Scott does it. We look at damn near everybody on SoundCloud who used to be there, from everybody named Lil at this point to these other artists who just really kind of just like the ones that make the XXL Freshman cover. They come in for a nice cup of coffee. 2 months, you've never heard of them ever again.
I don't know. I can't agree with the old dude. I can't agree with him. Now, yes, some people have become clout chasing, but some people, sometimes you gotta follow the trends. Now you can do yourself and be your own trend, but there's nothing wrong with following the trend as long as you make it better or try to exceed it. Like if you just keep it at the same level, then you didn't do nothing. But if you got on it and made it better, then yeah. Because if, like you said, all those littles from SoundCloud era, all those guys were test runs to see who could make it through to the end of the race. Now all of them make it, but majority of them did. Well, not majority. I'll say like some did. Some are still on the SoundCloud wave, but I think it's just like how it's not as hard as it was back in the day. It was hard to be a rapper. Now you can, if you get popping, you can be on the double XL freshman, like you said, South. But it's still work to be there. You can is some people have to like do stupid antics to get there, but if those antics don't work, you just did for nothing. So it does take some work to, even if you do become like a clout chaser.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, but also look at it like this: we got way too many unoriginal acts diluting the market. Like we don't have, like, how often do you think we'll get an album that is like what we got from Slick Rick? You know what I'm saying? With fucking Idris Elba making a house production beat.
Yeah,
I think what he was getting to is the aesthetic isn't attached to what it was originally. Like it's straight away from like what we know hip hop is, to a point where it's like almost unrecognizable. You don't need the same aesthetic. Like when he was talking about Clips being on Code, and I was trying to make this point the other week, but I couldn't articulate it correctly, is that Clips is going to be set no matter what, because the people that listen to Clips aren't just there for the music. They're there for like that throwback, the aesthetic of Clips that is just like how hip hop originated and what we like fell in love with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no barrier to entry though. This is a direct consequence of that. There's no, you can buy a USB mic for like $50, and you're in. Yeah.
And I think, and to piggyback off what Cloud says, not only is there not really a barrier, there's not really, we don't do enough gatekeeping. Like,
yeah, no, that's the thing. That
we don't shun or shame people for trying to make music and then sounding absolutely terrible. Like, we don't do that enough. Like, there are too many people who support bullshit, and they think because it's one thing to sound different and make a new creative sound, and then you attempting to sound different, but it sounds like what we've heard hundreds of times before, but just in a much lesser form. Like, we don't shame those people.
Well, that's because everybody's doing it. And it's like that ties into the, you know what I'm saying? Like before, there was a point where you would have to gather money. Like you would have to gather like $200-300 to go to the studio. You don't have to do that now. You know, and that's $200-300 every single time that you go. Yeah. So it's like we need
CDs outside the gas station again. That's what we
need. But it's like even the people that sucked then, even the people that were trash, it's like you still had to they had to put a good amount of work in.
They had to work hard.
Like make shit.
Yo, not only that, like you had to rap in front of people to even have like, for even people to gas you up at all, like, you know, you had to have people around you to tell you like, hey, bro, like you're nice. You should pursue this. That shit don't exist anymore. People don't. It doesn't matter. All the cringe pages on Instagram should tell you that. Like if you go through the comments, like there's actually people there. Like these kids are fucking delusional. And it's not.
we need to go back to the days of people just putting their music on World Star Hip Hop and letting them see the comment section of whether or not they shit good or not. That was a prime determining factor of whether or not you actually could make it.
Yeah.
Like, if your shit could survive World Star Hip Hop comments, you were good. You know?
And that's back when people meant what they said in comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's all like, it's like laughy, jokey, haha, let's gas this person up because it's like an inside joke type of thing. And like that shit didn't exist, especially when I was young. Like when I even got into music, before I even like tried to do anything at all, like we'd go to like Section 8 parking lot parties and we'd have to battle. And people that like couldn't rap that thought they could, they got fucking laughed out of the party and they never came back. So what Cloud was saying as far as like the barrier of entry, that like to even pursue it at a level where people could even think you could do it, there's like some sort of like humiliation ritual that you got to go through for people to even realize that you could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't get humiliated enough.
I'm going to play this real quick. This is from 2 weeks ago, but it's still relevant to what we're talking about.
I just thought it was disrespectful. I'm like, man, you know, we don't even want you here, to be honest. Like, we're not here to hobnob with any rappers. And I personally don't like rappers who don't rap.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want it. So, you know, to come and interrupt the session, to do something backhanded and backbiting, and not for nothing, like, man, I didn't have to put my arm around you before. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to go along with the title, so be it. He does this numerous times. You know what I'm saying? He'll do it with his mentor.
Right.
Yay. You know what I'm saying? He was even instrumental in the whole beef now, the Like That verse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Egging that on. I don't want nobody who don't rap to egg nothing on. You don't rap. Stay out of rappers' business. You specifically stay out of rappers' business.
Right.
Don't do that.
Well,
that's some real shit.
Yo, Hobnob is great. I ain't heard that in
that was great.
Hobnob.
That was great. I agree with it.
Yeah.
Especially the whole, I don't like rappers that don't rap. I think that's a good one because everybody kind of puts, like, you know, the whole humiliation ritual. Like, nobody, like you said, nobody gets in front of anybody and raps anymore. Everybody kind of just puts up the finished product streaming service and just says, hey, here, check me out. Nah.
And that's my point, though. It's after the production and the mastering and all the fine tuning.
Yeah, I want to hear you before then, because that will let me know what I'm really working with. Because if you don't, you shouldn't need the mixing and the mastering if you can just rap. Because if you can rap, you can rap. It don't matter what you rapping on. You could be acapella. It doesn't matter. Rap talent it's gonna shine regardless. But if the finished product is you adding on a bunch of fucking auto-tuner because you're trying to sound like Young Thug in 2008, we got an issue.
And that's kind of my point. Like the backpack era was like that. Like it was like a known fact. Like if you're gonna walk in those circles, you better have like a 32 in the chamber at all times. It doesn't matter if you're at the fucking Chevron. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have something holstered, and people don't anymore. I mean, there still is people do, but
like, and we had people. We had XV. We had Chitty Bang. Like, we had niggas who really was out there in the streets getting it, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, people don't want to, like, be honest because a lot of artists are sensitive. So they're afraid, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If somebody doesn't know you, they don't know if you're being honest. You know what I'm saying? To be fair.
Oh no, that's the thing, and I agree with that fully. But I also think that, and this comes from just personal experience. When you're being honest, with somebody about their music, people forget that music, movies, television, art, sculptures, all that shit is, everything is up to interpretation. What your vision is, because you can make a beat. What your vision is, I might see something totally different. But because I'm judging it based off how I feel internally, you may not like that response. Whether it's good, because I could like it, but completely miss your point. That may bother you. Or I could understand exactly what you were going for, but then I don't like it. So in that sense, sometimes, even when you are being honest, it's all about people being able to really just dissect what's being given to them in the form of criticism. And we in this day and age, niggas do not know how to do that. And I don't think they ever will at this point, because people get rewarded for mediocre work. So one person telling you that you're not good, or this is trash, or I don't like this hook, I don't like this verse, or I don't like your rhyme scheme, etc., etc. One, two, three people telling you that is not going to delay what you're gonna that record deal in the future. That's just the overall issue with it. Because I've been honest with a friend, and then that friend got mad at me because I was honest with him.
Oh, is that the one that made a diss record?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you ask us for an opinion, we give you said opinion, you get mad. Now all of a sudden, I don't have my own thought process, or you're making a diss record about me, but you asked for my opinion.
That's the thing, though. That's why people are scared to be honest with their artist friends. And it's like, you shouldn't be scared, but it's like the first time in a minute, I got some, like, because I was with Ghost last month, and he hit me with the, yo, you need to sharpen this shit up, kid.
Yeah.
And I took that on the shit, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I could have got sensitive about it, but you know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard that in a minute.
But it's like, it's what you're built on. It's 12, because you, as a person who is a student of the game, you look to get better. Because you know you the man, but if at any moment there's a way that you could try to figure out how to get better, you have no issues doing that. Yes, I understand certain people pour their heart and soul into their music, and the last thing you want is a motherfucker to tell you this shit is trash after you spent days, weeks, months trying to just do one song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It is difficult, but you can't sit there and live in delusion, because not everybody gonna fuck with everything you put out. So why not just deal with it from those who are close to you now, rather than the random motherfucker who gonna review your shit and give you a rare Xbox Red Ring of Death out of fucking 10. You rather deal with that, deal with your homie now, than the asshole who gonna review your shit later.
Hey, that's the thing though. Like, I'm gonna tell you if you got a booger in your nose. If you want to walk around with a booger in your nose, that's on you, Bubba. Like, exactly. I'm not gonna be the bad guy that don't tell you that, you know?
Because why would I lie to you and then make you, basically, I'm setting you up for future failure? Because me not being honest with you makes me a bad friend. Because I'll sit here and watch you go through this process and watch you lie to yourself. Even if you do think it's good. No, you can fix this. No, you can fix that.
But what if I internally think that this is the best thing I ever put out?
If you believe that is the best thing that you put out, then let's talk about it. It's the difference between talking about it, working through it, and then being defensive. The difference, and this is how I know that certain people are different. I can talk to an artist like Booby Ludavelli who can be honest and be like, hey man, like I took your advice last time. Like I listened to this, and this. I went on ahead and I worked on this track. I worked on this type of hook, this type of flow. Even though I thought this song was good, you told me you didn't like XYZ. So like I kind of looked into it. Like having conversations about it, that's cool. But then you get what I would get is the fucking ASAP 12s telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't fucking know me. How do you know I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Yes, fuck you, ASAP 12.
Damn, you got beef. How many rappers you got beef with?
We'll be here all fucking night if I actually had to count.
Jesus Christ, bro. You like the good version of Academics.
The part is, I'm not joking. Like I reviewed ASAP 12's album. First thing I got was a DM that says, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Damn.
But clearly I do because you the only ASAP member nobody knows.
12. I gotta look up. I think I know you're talking about.
So it's one of those things where if you want to have a conversation about it, if you believe that's the best thing you make, let's talk about it. But if you just want to be defensive and call me a bitch, then hey, all right, cool. When I start bringing up dead parents, don't say nothing.
I'm glad you don't post your location, cause sometimes I'll be like, damn, this nigga.
I'm in Atlanta.
Nigga, you should be super careful there. Nigga.
I'm not a hard guy to find. I'm not afraid of anybody. I do not care. I'm not a hard guy to find.
You a brave one. You a brave one. I will not be. I will never talk crazy like that in Atlanta.
Obi says, I gave knowledge to Pirate in 8.5 and he was pissed because I didn't know about him before. So I don't know the culture. DM rants and all. Some motherfuckers just can't take any criticism.
First of all, that's insane. 8.5 is good.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I mean, he is on every Rock Marciano album, to be fair. I mean, still.
But there's so much music though, like to get upset that somebody ain't stumbled upon your shit.
Yeah.
There's so much music. It's just like, hey, yo.
I mean,
if I may, to piggyback off what Southside said about 12. 12 out of the ASAP mob is probably a guy that you wouldn't see. Yeah, is a guy that you wouldn't know. So him putting out project and a guy like you who has album review credentials sees your shit like, damn, I'm trying to get out here. And not saying that your review was wrong if you did, like you said, if you gave an honest review, like you said.
I pride myself on being honest with everybody. And yeah, there are times that I do things out of the sake of being funny for everybody else because I don't take a damn thing serious, which is probably my character flaw in life. But at the same token, I'm not afraid to if I'm gonna give, I give my favorite rappers scores that are not good. I'm still blocked by Westside Gunn, by the way.
Bruh, no, cuz nah.
Over a 6.
What you give a 6?
And then they pray for me.
Oh, hell nah, cuz nah.
Exactly.
Nah. That was an 8 at least, nigga.
Bro, but if you're familiar with Southside scores, like 6 isn't bad.
A 6 is not
6
bad.
isn't terrible.
6 is above average.
6 is like he'll tell you like, hey, this album's worth your time. Go listen to it. But I'm not gonna listen to it again.
Bad.
It's not
anything lower than a 5 is starting to get bad. Anything lower than a 5.
And then you pray for me, dead. Oh, I know. Oh, hold on. You're talking about that album where he was doing trap beats?
Yeah, the sequel to Pray for Paris.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people can't handle being told like, this is all right. They take that as, this is fucking trash. They take that
as trap beats was not, they were hitting, but like some of it was like,
But see, that is how I've been able to establish relationships with people because even the artists that I don't give perfect scores to, I can still have a relationship with them because it's not just about me saying your shit is trash or just at the fourth. Like, I'm gonna go into full detail. I'm gonna cover every aspect that I can about it. So if you're able to have that connection and talk with me, then we're good. Most artists can't do that.
Yeah, it's because everybody's kind of like adopted a like binary thought process when it comes to music. It's either trash or it's fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge this bullshit that I see on the screen because I can't stop laughing.
Well, no, because I wanted to. I'm glad that everyone elaborated on that because it leads right into this, and this is a topic that I was looking forward to. So I'm gonna play this right quick.
I recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy.
Big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so to be compared,
let me that young kid out. Let me.
He was young, and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade. Yes. So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in that I came into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
you know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No,
there's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but your kid, he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word when it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. A lot of these rappers,
we made them take the darkies off.
A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. You know, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones, check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them niggas' entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and the niggas be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries, then pull up my billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there. Hold on. I want to go down the line now because we have been going down the line.
No, that's enough. But
they should have.
I think Jim. Yeah, no, they should have. And me and Cloud had talked about this. Me and Cloud had talked about this. I think Jim's got like a crazy case of main character syndrome. Because ain't nobody think about Jim Jones more than Jim Jones.
You think?
No, I know.
Jim Jones is the only nigga in the world who will get a fresh set of braids and then tell his stylist to brush it.
That was sick. I saw you tweet that. That's sick. That was sick.
That's absolutely true. When they actually pulled up the Billboard entries, the albums, all that, and you saw Nas smoke this nigga every category. I truly want to know, what type of crack does Jim Jones smoke, and can I have some? Because I need that type of self-confidence in my life. I've never seen someone so delusional.
Has it been happening ever since that versus battle that they lost?
Again, it's Jada smoked them in that versus battle. Jim ain't been right ever since. And that tweet is crazy because it's very true. That tweet is crazy. That tweet is insane.
Cameron Bodyguard grew up to have some fucking audacity.
I can't. And this is someone who grew up. Like I said, I grew up. I listened to New York rap, but I don't know any Jim Jones songs outside of Ballin'. I don't.
He's got some shit.
I
I
know he has songs and like he's had hits, but what I'm telling you is I physically cannot remember anything outside of Ballin'.
It was a couple of records when he was beefing with what's my man name? French Montana man.
Oh, that's null and void. That's
well, you don't.
It's French Montana. Come on now.
Not French Montana. His man's.
Anyone associated with French Montana is
nah. You can't do that. Max. If it weren't for Max, I don't know what New York rap would be.
Let's hear what we can get back in the frame. Let's hear what Jim Jones, Nas got to say.
I think personally, all you need to do is just either one more MC, and I don't think no MCs will step to you after that anymore. Period.
But it got, honestly, I can't, like, if it was like Jim Jones, imagine putting a pen to paper to write about him. Even so nice about him. How did you do that? What's the first sentence? What the fuck do you write about him? I'm not anxious to hear Jim Jones diss record. Like, I'm like, yo. The niggas I used to have, a nigga a little nervous was like B.I.G., Pop.
Right.
Even Cannabis, like Eminem. The niggas used to have you like, if we go at it, dog, we gotta go hard. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas like a Jim Jones, like, I respect you getting your money. You're like, exactly. Right?
MC-wise, you're not respecting his lyrical game right now.
I respect his hustle. I respect his hustle. That's about it.
That's from 2005.
My man would be going out in public fucking twisted. Like he's got some legendary fucking drunk rants.
After that, I had to pull up on Nas.
You think part of this is that kind of brewing for fucking 20 years?
But why? I ain't never heard Nas speak not once.
Yeah, but
he sent him a song, bro. Yeah. He sent him a record.
I'm talking about in the recent. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is recent. This was like a few years ago. I think this might be kind of like, oh, you not fucking with me? Like it kind of resurfaced those old feelings. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think this might be New York back to its normal roots of one for all for one. Which I didn't mind because, like, everybody's when New York start getting friendly, niggas really didn't really put out any music. Shit, I haven't heard a Fabulous song in about a decade.
I don't know, bro, because I don't think people are friendly now, and I don't think it's ever been like that.
I'm trying.
Like, how many crews do we have out of New York?
Griselda.
They're not New York City though. They're
Buffalo. 300. Yeah. They're from Buffalo too.
All right, well then never mind. Then you're right. There is no New York cliques.
Yeah, because Pro Era was like, Pro Era wasn't like that shit fell apart. And I can't even really think of anything else.
This tweet says Jim Jones said if him and Nas pull up to the projects, people are gonna pass him the blunt before Nas out of respect.
Whoa, nah. See, people just being disrespectful. If you skip Jim Jones on a blunt in a bro, that's sick. That's
No, they're
nasty.
saying they're gonna skip Nas.
Nas would be that uncle that tell you about don't sell that crack. Don't do that. And I think that's the difference too. Jim Jones is the YN version of Nas. Nas is older than him, so he moves different. Jim Jones still moves like he's 40. No, like 32. That nigga like 50.
Yeah, Jim Jones is gonna be walking around the projects. Nas isn't.
Yeah.
And why the fuck would he?
Yeah, rest in peace, Chinks Drugs. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see anything out of this. I mean, not on Nas's end anyway.
Oh hell no.
I don't know. Nas might send him a bar on his next album.
Nah, because he wasn't doing that when Jim Jones was talking about when put him on the fucking Koofy list.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but if Nas move anything like Jay-Z do, Jay-Z, he's gonna put a line in there. It ain't gonna be a full song. I'm just gonna say a line. It's gonna be me rhyming Cameron or Diplomats, and boom, there you go.
It's that's not gonna get entertained on Nas's end. I think part of that animosity for maybe even Nas having something to say 20 years ago, like any time that they're gonna bring up his name and Jim in the same sentence, Jim's gonna feel some type of way about it.
I mean,
go ahead.
No, it's just him sending a song and him not getting a verse back. That's really what this shit is about, bro. Because that shit happened like a couple of years ago. He didn't get a verse back, and he mad. You know what I'm saying? Because they did squash the shit. They did talk. So, bro just feels rejected. So he,
Damn, New York back to his old ways again. Jesus.
Yeah, he needed this. Some people can't handle that though. You know what I'm
saying?
A lot of people can't handle that. They can't handle that.
Nigga, if me and you are like New York, I put the Diplomats in like New York hip hop royalty. You could send me a verse.
Nas ain't sending. I don't even know if he's sending Cameron a verse.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not sending Jim Jones.
I'll send Jim Jones a verse before Cameron.
All right. You got a crash test outside?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Dad.
It's gonna be real simple, real quick, because it's two idiots going back and forth over something so simple and small. Don Toliver and Kim Horseman beefing over Yeet, of all people. The details of the argument seem very. It seems very trivial, I guess. Maybe because Ken Carson doesn't want to be, lumped in to, I guess, like a group featuring Yeet. I guess he wants to stand out as his own man, even though he's a Playboy Cardi disciple. And Don Toliver got wind of the shit, and it's just two niggas arguing over something that don't even need to be argued about, and they look dumb, especially when Kid Carson bought up Kali Uchis. Like, why are you bringing up the nigga baby mama for? Like, what? This man said you are the worst thing that happened to your baby mom. What? The man
that's the
that.
okay.
But that was, but it's only because
that's
fucked up. It's fucked up.
It's childish. It's lame, and they just need to cut it out, both of them. So that's it. It's been fairly tame. Oh yeah. Fuck you, Math Hoffa.
Damn.
I don't like you. You's a bitch. You will always be a bitch. You will forever be a bitch. And when I see you in the street, I'm smacking the shit out of you. Fuck, nigga.
Did he drop a new song or something?
Yeah, Don Toliver, Tom Oliver, whatever his name is, and Ken Carson's just crash into each other.
Essentially. Yeah, they're idiots. And then I hope Math Hoffa crash into a fucking wall.
All right, next up we got.
I hate that nigga so much, and I severely do. Like, I feel like this is a running joke, but I'm like dead serious. Like, I cannot stand this.
Well, I mean, the show's over, bro. So I mean,
I thought he got a new studio.
No, bro. Everybody left. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone.
Damn.
That shit's over.
Ain't no damn studio. That man in his garage.
All right, next up, we got our Dubber Dud submission. All right, this week we got "Do That" by Volcanic to Dawn. So we're gonna play this track, and then everybody's gonna go around, give some constructive criticism, thumbs up or thumbs down. You don't gotta be nice. You could be, but let's find out.
They like how you do that. We do it. We do it. do it. Yeah, do it.
Damn, do it shit, nigga.
Look here, do it. We hit the plug, we do it. We get them drugs, we do it. Do it. Straight out the bowl, we do it. They like how y'all do that. When they see them diamonds dance, they like how y'all do that. Brand new jag, brand new swag, they like how y'all do that. Do it. They like how y'all do that. We jump out with bands, we do it. We jump out the land, we do it. Straight out the can, we do it. We cut on the fan, we do it. We get the packs, we move it. We get them gas, we shoot. We get them drinks from poop. They like how y'all do that. Them packs be gone as soon as they land. They like how y'all do that. She see them diamonds on me dash. She say how they do that. We turn the trap house to a mansion. They like how y'all do that. And your girlfriend ride me like a banshee. I'm like, how she do that? Look at the gas we choose. Look at the way we move. Look at the gets improve. Look at the chats improve. Look at the racks improve. Look at the stats improve. And they like how y'all do that. Do it. We hit the plug, we do it. We get them drugs, we do it. Do it. Straight out the bowl, we do it. They like how y'all do that. And when they see them diamonds dance, they like how y'all do that. Brand new jag, brand new swag, they like how y'all do that. Do it. They like how y'all do that.
All right. So I'm gonna start with Jay Cloud. I see him smirking. Yeah.
I don't have any I don't have anything more to say.
You didn't like that hook, Bubba?
I'm just, it's the thumbs down. I don't have the energy.
Who submitted this?
Clearly, D did that.
Yeah.
That was
D.
D.
You see, he knew he wasn't gonna be here, and he wanted to giggle, right? I know that's what happened. So he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put a tire in these motherfuckers' spokes right now."
Look, more. Much success to you, black man. Assuming you're black.
I mean,
but
I mean, he said the N-word a lot, so I mean,
well, they ain't stopping Mexican OT. So, but yeah, nah, not for me.
I like legitimately hated that a lot. I thought maybe something was gonna change halfway through, or maybe there was gonna be like a verse or something. My optimism failed me. I'm not gonna pursue any music from Volcanic to Dawn. I was like, oh, that's an interesting name. You know, maybe it'll be worth something. But
that sounds like a battle rap name, Volcanic the Dawn.
That's why I was kind of like, okay, like that's a good little moniker. Maybe
Look,
he's
bro,
got
get in the battles, bro.
Not with that.
Fuck this recording shit. Get in the battles, bro.
Southside, what you got to say?
You know when you play Crash Bandicoot and you get the TNT stuck on your head and your thumb hurt and you can't get the damn box off and you fucking explode? That's what it felt like listening to this. It just felt like I had no choice but to hit play. And I didn't enjoy my experience. It just felt like it just blew up in my face. Like, I'm going to be completely honest here. The hook was terrible. The production was terrible. The overall flow was terrible. Lyrically, trash. There's not a single redeeming quality that would allow me or anybody else for that matter to actually enjoy this song. It need to be burned. I don't know if anybody ever knew when Kevin Garnett told Craig Sager, God rest his soul, burn his suit. Take his suit, burn it. Them shoes, burn it. Them socks, burn it. Burn it all. That's what you need to do with this song. Burn it. Every aspect of it. All your equipment, your microphone, your headphones, your laptop. Burn it. Don't get away from it. Burn it.
We gotta start vetting shit, man. If we hear anything this bad again, it's gonna be my last appearance on here. Bro.
That song look like this fit right here.
Yo, chill out, dog. Get that off
song
the screen.
Is this fit.
Get that off the screen. Don't boo. Why that nigga dressed like a gay cowboy?
He dressed like a horse jockey,
bro. But hey, horse jockeys had that shit on.
He don't have this shit on.
But them pants too tight though. Them pants are form fitting.
That song is literally this outfit.
No.
Are his pants in his boot?
Yeah, like a horse jockey.
Bro, them pants are too tight. They got to be in the boot.
That's a good point. Those were like waders too. Like he's about to go fly fishing or some shit.
Hey, he first round draft pick.
Is about as good as the team he got drafted to, the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, that's a nasty ass pick, man. And this is a nasty ass song.
That's a crazy pick. Yeah. Man.
He's laughing at us. So
yeah.
I
bet he put it on mute.
I next week I will pick the song. We'll be back to normal. I'm feeling better, so Next week I'll have a good song, and I think it passed the test for everybody.
But even if it's just it
just felt dated. It just felt like it was like 2005 trying to get into Atlanta. It just. I want to wait to see if he does anything better. But like that whole flow is just Migo, Versace, like not before Versace, Streets Locked In, Migos.
He said thumbs down, do that. Yeah, how about you not do that?
All right, getting into our comedy break. Let's see what D supplied us.
I don't know what Wayne said, but that shit was hard. Look what he say. Thank you. Man, squeeze.
All right, so this is when I realized that I'm the one that put this in the Instagram DM, and I just want to apologize to everybody for my algorithm, because I be brain rotting everybody on IG.
That went on too long.
I know. I don't know why
This is why I be ignoring motherfuckers, because that right there is why I be ignoring their messages. That's exactly why I don't be saying shit. I be ignoring y'all because y'all be posting some shit that's gonna fuck up my algorithm, and I'm not trying to hear that.
Bro, my shit's bad, bro. If you go into the group chat on IG, it's like 90% me, and it's because I've developed a habit out of fucking up other people's algorithms, because one of my main bubbas did it to me, and I feel just I gotta pay it forward to other people. So
yeah, it got a little smirk for like 5 seconds.
If it would have been like 10 seconds long, it would have been perfect. It would have been like the perfect
seconds.
little. It would have been the perfect little video.
49 seconds of that, absolutely. That's 49 seconds I'll never get back.
All right, we got a discussion topic that I kind of wanted to get into is the organic connection of watching an artist's growth part of the reason viral artists crash and burn?
Oh, excellent question. I would say yes, because personally, watching per se an artist like a Larry June kind of make his way through the game and see how impactful he has been, and then kind of getting that validation as a fan and seeing him when he made it to the Breakfast Club, like that was kind of like, no pun intended, but that was actually organic as fuck, because you saw how much work he put in, the albums he put in. He finally got that mainstream recognition, so I thought it was great. And it's hard to really invest your time and effort into these viral meme TikTok rappers, because they kind of just pop up out of nowhere, and like they don't, like there's no substance to them, and there's no backtrack. It's like you can't really go back to like their back catalog and all that other stuff. Like there's nothing to go back to get to know them. You just only know them from that one hit song, and then it's just like, what else is there to you? Whereas you kind of feel a connection when you see a smaller artist, and then they kind of get that mainstream attention.
Yeah,
it almost, you feel vindicated in a sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's listen to this little snippet that
I had to do my own artist development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine. There's a lot of these artists, they get huge and they've never done a show.
Yeah, like Little Nas X, I remember.
Yes, that's the one that comes to mind too. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, bro. I like what Olivia Rodrigo did.
Yeah, she was going to smaller rooms.
She did smaller rooms. Her fans were pissed, but that was the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
What should this girl do who's never done shows like that? She should come out the gate and do fucking arenas. Do you want her to collapse on stage?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's nerve-wracking,
It's just
bro.
you're just setting the person up for failure. If you do
Yeah,
that.
bro. Like, I remember when 1,100 people might as well have been 20,000.
Sure.
1,100 felt like scary as fuck.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm glad I didn't skip the steps. And I think it gives fans a point of connection because they're like, I remember when you were doing 300 people in Houston and now you're, you know, it's cool. When fans can be invited to come along on the journey from the ground level, they're going to fuck with you way harder.
That's a really good point. And I forgot the artist that Jelly Roll was talking about this. It was a while back. I forgot the artist he was talking about, but they were in contact with him because he was helping out like a younger artist, and they were trying to like strike while the iron was hot and get this dude out to like start doing huge like arenas and venues and shit. And Jelly Roll pulled him aside and he was like, "No, Bubba, you need to go like to these little like local bars, clubs, county fairs, like little stuff. You got to go get your reps. Just like if you're like in stand-up comedy or anything like that, like you got to go put in some legwork so you got to be able to know how to like redirect. If the show starts to go wrong, you got to be able to like get that shit back on track. You can't try to figure that out when there's 20,000 people. That's an insane hurdle to jump if you've never done it before."
And what's funny is that happens a lot more often than we know, because these no-name artists or these meme viral artists will get thrown on a stage of like a Rolling Loud or Lollapalooza and completely will lose the crowd, or the crowd will be completely disinterested outside of the one song that they do know. And there's no pulling that crowd back in because they don't know how to deal with a disinterested crowd. They don't have an opening act for them that's just like getting them riled up, getting them rowdy, getting them happy, getting them warm. Like, there's no, you are the opening act. You just been given a big platform, but you're the opening act, and you can't even get the crowd hype. You can't get motherfuckers on your side. And that shit happens way too often. Like, people think it's a bad thing to go to a theater. Why? What's wrong with that?
They want that money. They want all that big money first.
But that's the thing. But that right there, that proves, like right there what you said, that proves whether or not people are in it for love, for the money. Because the more smaller shows you do, as if you sell out a small theater type tour, it only got to be like no 30, 40, 50 cities. Like, you could do 20, 25 shows in a regional area. You can do down the coastline and do the South and hit small theaters along the way. Get a fan base going. It's like people don't know how to get a natural born fan base outside of social media. And if you can't organically grow that fan base, yeah, when you get on stage and you at Rolling Loud and it's 2 p.m. and it's nothing but random people just standing out there, and there's only 46 of them because you the third act on stage, you gonna look lost as fuck.
Yeah, that's a quick fire way to like catastrophe too. Because like, say you do sell out an arena because everybody thinks you're hot shit, and then the show's not what everybody anticipated because you don't got the ilk to do the show what they expected. Now, instead of just having a 50, 60, 100 people that came to see you, be like, it wasn't that good. Hopefully this person gets better. You got 20,000 people that are just going to shit on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's not, not only is it not fair, like it's kind of really opportunistic on management, you
Absolutely.
know, or whoever's trying to put the show on specifically, because it's like it's almost like a dime a dozen type mentality. Like if they got enough artists where they can just pack an arena, it doesn't matter. They're going to cover their nut regardless, and then they'll just move on to the next artist and not give two shits whether or not there's any longevity in this person that they invested in initially. You know,
people also don't get their reps like on tour enough, you know, and some people look at being an opening act as like a bad thing, and I could say that's completely the opposite, because I feel like being that opening act and learning how to, you go on tour with a big artist, you in front of that big giant crowd, you being yourself, even if it doesn't work out the way that you intended, you kind of know what to expect when you have that bigger audience, when you become that top billing act. And one of the things that I saw was when I saw Tizo touchdown for the first time, bro, we had no idea who the fuck this nigga was who had a perm and a jean skirt on. We had no idea who the fuck he was. But what we did know was that even though we didn't understand his music, we didn't know what he was saying, he was entertaining. He found a way to keep the crowd involved. So even if they're not feeling the music, if you just keeping the crowd involved was enough for you to gain people as fans who would actually go back and be like, you know what? I remember the dude who started the show. Let me go check out his music. If you just got a viral TikTok act, they only gonna do their one song and then that's it. Everything else that they do is just music that's just been on their mixtapes, but don't nobody really give a fuck because don't nobody know. Don't nobody know them. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to get to know those artists or those songs.
But wouldn't that be the time to pull out the songs that people might not have heard of and just bring it back to you like on the back end of your old shit? So
But
you could be
but realistically, if you're only known for that one song, people are only gonna want to hear that one track. When you've worked on building a fan base, everything that you do, people will fuck with. If your only gimmick for your concert is the anticipation leading up to this one track, people are not going to be as interested until they hear what they want. And then once they hear what they want, they don't give a fuck about what they've heard after the fact either. But if you've constantly thrown in other songs to where the crowd can be involved and there's some type of, you know, connection with those tracks and with you as you're performing, they'll engage with you as you lead up until your best song. And then afterwards, you might be able to be like, all right, I got some new shit. Y'all want to hear some new shit? Yeah.
Yeah, and people are only going to be interested in what you provided them already for so long. Like if they're on something like that one song thesis that you're talking about, like if that's all they're excited about, if you don't capitalize on that, they're not going to stay excited for that one song forever. And it's just it's a bad recipe. Like you want people to be excited for what you plan to provide them, not what you already provided them one time, you know? Our next little discussion topic is about this young generation being soft.
And I don't want it to be a thing where like your podcast get, you know what I'm saying, attacked. I love the thing of like us when we was young, a thing of therapy and all that. It didn't exist. It didn't exist. I love that. I love that for us to be able to be like, yo, you know what? I may need to go talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's cool. The other side of it is that nobody want to tell these kids that they soft.
Yo, chill.
I'm trying to tell you.
But that's the truth.
No, but hold on. Hold on. I'm with them every day. So, at the same time, you can have somebody that's empathetic and understand real generational trauma, real trauma that comes from so many different angles. I'm with them every day. But you know what happens? I get a 19-year-old that the little amount of discomfort
is traumatized.
It's traumatized. No, you're uncomfortable.
Yes. I deal with it.
You got a bust through the uncomfortable.
I got a son, so I see it, man.
That's not trauma.
Yeah,
the uncomfortable is not trauma.
No, man, it's just you uncomfortable, man,
and it make them soft,
right? And
no.
This is like a personal topic to me because, like a lot of you guys know, I coach youth boxing, and I get a lot of like. Part of our program is we coach. Like kids from the reservation, underprivileged youth, like we finance it all ourselves, take donations. A lot of these kids come from fucked up homes, like homes that I came from. And not only, like, he's right, there is a generation of soft kids out there, but on top of that, there's people from our generation that aren't like putting their foot forward to build kids up when they don't have like any framework to build anything on. Like if you don't have a foundation, it's going to be really hard for you to start from square one. Like if you don't got a square. So building kids up is you got to be empathetic, but like it'll get to a certain point that like you got to like really rationalize with some of these kids and be like, hey, Bubba, I was in the same exact position you were. I was scared. I was hurt. I didn't have nobody to look to. And at some point, you got to realize that if you don't pursue adversity, adversity is going to pursue you. And when he was talking about being uncomfortable, you got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. And especially as a man or a young boy, that's going to be the majority of your life is being uncomfortable, especially if you want to be somewhat successful and productive. Whether it's in the workforce, whether it's with your health and fitness, whether it's with your family. As a man, the majority of your time shouldn't be peaceful. You know, like if you're a man that really puts down for his family and his community, your life should be like a Category 5 hurricane most of the time. And then you're going to get like little glimpses of sunshine here and then that you're going to have to really like embrace and like, oh man, this is what I did it for. My job's not to be happy. My job is to make sure that the people who rely on me are happy.
And I agree 100% with that, but I also want to bring this aspect into it because from my experience with working as a therapist in mental health and someone who has gone to therapy himself, you got a lot of adults out here who cannot tell kids that they're soft and that they need to face adversity because they don't even know how to do it themselves. And when we look at it in the form of the music industry as a whole, you have to be a very disciplined, you have to be very, strong-minded, strong-willed. You have to be able to have perseverance, and you have to be able to be very, very self-confident. And a lot of the people in our generation as millennials are lacking those skills. So because we are lacking those skills, we're not able to inform the new generation that they're following the same struggles and footsteps that we face. And can't nobody pull the young niggas out because the old niggas are the ones still going through the shit. So in a sense, yeah, nobody really, a lot of people don't want to tell these kids that they soft because they do see themselves in them, but also because they lack the proper guidance on how to get themselves out of that shit. And the last thing you need is a motherfucker that is the blind leading the blind. Because that's how you consistently end up with mediocre and just you end up with mediocrity. If you got someone that's a music artist who completely makes music about his struggles and drug dealing and XYZ, and it's not good music, he's not going to be that guy to help the younger generation who are rapping about the same things perfect their craft. He don't even know how to do his own shit. You think he gonna be able to go back and teach somebody else? It does take a strong individual like yourself, Cam, to really be that beacon of hope for the younger generation. And a lot of niggas just not built for it. So while I do agree in the sense of, yeah, it is gonna be most niggas who don't know how to, tell kids they soft because nobody wants to tell them, because they want everybody to think it's just life is just gonna be okay. It's not. They afraid of that Category 5 hurricane. It's also niggas who stuck in the hurricane with an upside down umbrella who looking like deer headlights. They don't know what the fuck going on. That's really just that's the real big problem.
Yeah, because like resilience isn't a trait. Like it's a muscle. It's something that you have to exercise on a daily basis. It's just like when you do the things you don't want to do, the things that normally you don't want to do become easier to do. And like these are just things that I have to do, not things that I want to do. And it's trying to relay that to like an 8-year-old kid that's got alcoholic parents at home. They're not eating much. It does take a village. It really does. And I think it all stems back to like, as far as like communities are so fucked up right now that there's like no village mentality anymore. And that's one of the only things that really saved my ass when I was a kid. I was blessed enough to actually grow up in a neighborhood where like everybody other's family looked out for me, and like my family did what they can to look out for everybody else too. And that's just, I don't think that's as existent as it used to be. And I think that's what's going to lead a lot of people to call a lot of these kids soft and like there's no hope for a lot of this generation, which is complete bullshit. But as much of that is true as like it's been watered down to where kids have like an easy escape route through social media and technology and everything like that, people of our age and our ilk need to have some wherewithal and take accountability for, like, you can't shit on that generation and then not do anything at all. Like, you don't have, it's not cool for you to be speaking on that shit if you're not doing anything to fix it. It's like I work with people that their backs all fucked up, their necks fucked up, and I'm asking them like, are you doing anything to like remedy to this shit? Are you stretching? Are you exercising? And they're like, nah. Well, I don't give a fuck if your neck hurts then. You know what I mean? So there's definitely like a teeter-totter that goes in with that, but I don't disagree with what Young Guru was saying, but at the same time is like people that are older need to like really hunker down and try to be the person that they didn't have.
I want to piggyback off what you said, Cam, about men's life should be a Category 5 hurricane. I don't think that's the case. I think men's life it shouldn't be an easy walk in the breeze, but I think men should have some time to themselves at peace more often than not, more than normal, because I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I take care of my family more than not, but more than myself. And sometimes I do extra for my girlfriend when she's sick and her daughter. So I take care of multiple houses. But there should be times where, hey, maybe I need to take a step back to myself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're just going to be a depressed husk. And I've been down that route too. So I think these kids aren't soft. I think these kids are more emotionally intelligent than what our past generations were. Because I will say they do have more verbiage than they for stuff than what we did. But I think them being more emotionally smart will lead them down a better mental path than what our past generations would have.
I don't disagree with that, and I am being hyperbolic when I say like Category 5 hurricane.
Oh no,
What I'm trying to say is like, you got to earn that piece though. You can't just expect it all the time. You got to earn that shit. You know, and what you were saying about like taking time for yourself. When I got sober, like somebody told me when I was in treatment that really stuck with me is that you got to be selfless. You got to be selfish in order to be selfless, which is 100% true. Like there's times in your life where you're going to have to be selfish to do the things that you need to do to make sure you're right, or else you're going to give everybody else some bullshit half-ass 40-50% version of yourself, and then what good are you then? So I don't disagree with you. I am being hyperbolic when I say that, but my main point is like, if you want comfort, you better earn that shit. And when you do earn it, you're going to appreciate it a whole lot more.
Very true.
That was a good topic. I'm glad that we ended with a little bit of positivity. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting ready to wrap up, get out of here. We're running a little late. See, when the substitute teacher's here, we break some rules. When D's here, he's like, da, 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 you know what I mean? So it's all good. So what are y'all listening to? Let's start with J Cloud.
Bet. I've been listening to this dude is probably my favorite rapper out right now. His name's La Reezy. He's fire. Dude from New Orleans. He just got like Kendrick cosign, Currency cosign. Like he's like heating up right now, but he's fire.
How do you spell it?
It's LA space and then Reezy, like Reezy.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Oh, you probably have. I'm trying to think of who else, but yeah, Kendrick, and Kendrick's the big one. But yeah, he's crazy dope. I've been listening to the new Nick Grant. Nick Grant's fire. I mean, he been nice. Yaya Bay, her shit's dope. Her new album. That Blue in August Fanon. Little bit of Charles Hamilton. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
What about you, Delton? What you been getting on your spins lately?
I've been mainly listening to Boldy, James, and Mac Hami, I think is his name.
Yeah, Mac's nice.
Yeah,
we're all huge Mac co-signers here.
Well, the only reason I heard him is because I saw a West Side Gun feature. I was like, oh shit, West Side Gun's on there, so it must be hard. And turns to find out it was. But I've been trying to get back into listening to Boldy James because I heard it was him and Nicholas Craven on the album, and I was like, yeah, this is I'm probably gonna still listen to Boldy James forever after this. And I'm trying to get into listening to Freddie Gibbs. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm probably gonna listen to Alfredo again because I never heard Alfredo before he drops Alfredo 2, so I could get a gist of how good it was before then part 2 comes out.
Okay.
Southside's his face is Well, I didn't like Freddie Gibbs up until like 2 years ago.
Shit, I liked him early on. I don't like him anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
see, that's the page I'm on. I was a big early Gibbs, but I mean,
it just started.
Aside. Yeah, shenanigans aside.
My problem was he was beefing with Jeezy, and I was like, nah. At that time, Jeezy was my favorite artist, and I was like, nah, I can't listen to you, man.
Now I was fucking with some of them joints, but it's just like he's just been rapping since 2010. I kind of don't really want to hear it anymore. But
you got any new shit outside?
All right. Is it my go?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Peggy's Peggy got his masters, so he released Veteran, the director's cut. So I thought that was fire. Um, Sabrina Claudio's got an album, Fall in Love with Her. Migo in America by Bash for the World is pretty dope. I probably want to review on that. I feel like shit don't waste my time. So I enjoyed it. So quick review, 6 out of 10. I Ain't Want Nothing by Kip Stone. I heard a song by him. I thought it was pretty cool. Samara Sin, Samara Sin's EP is out. Some Laura Skull. Stray Kids, got to throw a little K-pop in there. Bruiser Wolf dropped something. Probably check that out. A lot of country I've been listening to. So definitely it's one album called American Romance. Check that out. It's pretty, probably listen to that. Dave East dropped something. I have no idea why, but he did. I'm gonna listen to it. I don't want to, but I will. Keke Palmer dropped a project. Just Keke
Palmer.
Yeah, so check that out. Oh, Kenyon Dixon, Terrence Martin, Come As You Are. I've already listened. I got a review typed up for that. Kenyon Dixon brings back that old school 90s R&B that we listen to as you drive at like 11:30 at night. You throw on Kiss 104.1. That's the type of R&B he makes. It's actually really good music. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I'm still, every once in a while I throw on some Chicken P, man. I throw on some Chicken P. Chicken P actually, his shit inconsistent as fuck. He hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes he got a hit. Sometimes you're like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Oh, you said Chicken P?
Chicken P, man.
Bro, the artist you listen to is crazy. I would never thought you listened to Chicken P, even on random list.
He's all over the place.
I listen to everything. Again, I have an entire list of 1,548 albums. If anybody think I'm full of shit, I keep track of everything.
That's wild. I've been
and we're still in June.
I know. Not even half. Well, yeah, just about halfway.
We're literally not even fully halfway through the year yet.
I've been listening to a lot of Craven lately, and a lot of Homeboy Sandman and Norman Sand. A lot of Norman Sand lately. Grip out of Atlanta. Grip's nice. Still spinning that Aesop Rock till I got that bitch memorized.
Yeah.
And then the Obi did that review on I Am God, City of God, and Ill City, and I've really been enjoying that, and I've been diving into his whole catalog, so I'm stoked on that. All right, we about to wrap up. What's everybody got going on? J Cloud, what you working on?
Not much. Me and Boog just cooked some shit up. But mostly I just been making beats and all that shit. But yeah, the joint with Jadakiss Fear is still everywhere. People been running it up, so yeah, go check that out.
Dylan, what you got going on?
Probably record my podcast episode sometime this week before I get bombarded with all this new work at my job.
I feel that. Southside, you guys reviews dropping this week or next week? Already halfway through.
Yeah, I'll probably have. It's gonna be, to be quite honest, it's probably gonna be mostly R&B. With Sabrina Claudio, Kenyon Dixon, Terrence Martin, and then Keke Palmer. So it's probably gonna be mostly R&B, probably some country thrown in there. So yeah, that's what's going on. And just want to give a quick little shout out. I had my little mentee for everybody, man. Men's Mental Health Month. Please, if you know somebody, you're not feeling it, talk to somebody, please.
Yeah.
I just lost
seriously.
a very, 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 very good kid, good friend, 17, not here with us no more, and it hurts. So I'm not going to go drink my sorrows away. I'm actually going to talk to my friends, and I'm going to hop on Tekken and whip their ass and feel better in the morning.
Yeah.
So please, check on your friends. Even if they don't answer the phone call, man, send them a text. Talk to your friends, talk to your people, check in with your people, love them, hug them, all that you can do, man.
Yeah. And check on that friend that checks on everybody else, because a lot of times that's the
one who needs the most.
That's the dude that needs it the most. As far as me, I'll be getting some reviews up to the website and getting caught up with the backlog. And other than that, it's menoforder.com/CassiusCam for all your fitness needs, workouts, supplements, whatever you need. Come holler at me. So on behalf of Hip Hop High Society, thank y'all for joining us. Got 135 in the room, and it's been a pleasure. And we really appreciate all y'all tuning in every week. So we'll see y'all next week. God bless.